All right, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, and people from all over the world. My name is Stokes, and I welcome you to Football Fans Tribe. Over here, we interview Naija football fans after matches, and we're giving Naija football fan content like this one, back to back. So if you're new here, please just click the subscribe button, and thank you very, very much for watching. So this is just a very, very quick and impromptu episode of the Naija Football Focus Show, and it has come with necessity because the squad list released by Super Eagles coach Augustine Eguavon has just dropped, and then all his selected players, we now know them for the match, the crunch and the crucial fixture versus Ghana this month on the 25th and on the 29th. It's a two-legged tie, and the winner takes it all, a ticket to Qatar 2022. So I'm not doing this alone. I will introduce the gentlemen in the studio after we roll the intro. So make your kappa no loss. All right, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to be introducing everybody one after the other. So first of all, to my left side, Abi. Okay, to my left side, a photojournalist, a journalist, all in all, and then he's a photographer based in Lagos and Lagos to the world. Modo Victor, top man, Mozero Media. How far, brother? Welcome to the show.
At Full Ground Talks. Thanks for having me, man. To the welcome. Fans, nice to be here. Thanks for that. I mean, tell this man, thank you for allowing me into his little space today.
Nice one. Welcome, brother. Welcome, brother. My blow trumpet for you. And then, sports paparazzi, the one and only Favor Itua of Wazobia FM Port Harcourt in the house and in the flesh. How far, brother? Welcome.
Idea Bobby Talks. Good to have me here. I mean, great stuff you're doing, and we can't wait to get this started.
Interesting. Welcome, brother. Welcome, brother. And thank of you. Course, my guy, regular so far on the Naija Football Focus, my manchi, David Oku. How far, bro?
One love, brother. Talks. I greet you especially. Modo, my guy. One love, brother. Brother, I greet you especially. I'm happy to be here. Yeah, Swally, man.
All right. So we have a lot to go through. So I'll just flash the squad list on the screen very, very quickly, and then Modo will start from you. We'll take everybody's thoughts one by one. Then we'll go into some final details of the entire team as released. Okay, so this is officially the list released, and then goalkeepers Maduka Okoye, Francis Uzoho, Daniel Akpeyi, and then defenders William Tustekong, Kenneth Umenro, Shehu Abdullahi, Shemi Ajayi, Calvin Bassi making his return, Ola Aino, Zaidu Sanusi, and of course the other half of the Ibon wall, Leon Balogun making his return, and then on to the midfielders, Joe Aribo, Wilfred, the steel machine, Ndidi, Ogenekaro and Tebo coming back from injury, and of course Frank Oyeka, the tank, and Akinwumi Amu making his first appearance in the Super Eagles squad, and forwards Ahmed Musa, the governor, Moses Simon, the man with the parts the Red Sea everywhere they go, Odion Igalo, Kelechi Iheanacho, Ademola Lookman making a first appearance for the Super Eagles after FIFA finally approved that movement away from the English squad, and Victor Osimhen back again in the squad after the whole issue with AFCON and Corona and nose breaking and everything will happen. Samuel Chukwueze, Sadiq Umar banging goals for Almeria in the La Liga 2, and of course Ima Dennis. Ima Dennis, after the whole issue with Watford, finally Watford allow all our players who want for their hand come this time. So Modo, let's start from you. What your initial thoughts on the squad? What was your first reaction when you saw the list?
Okay, so not some question marks in terms of quality now, but some question marks in terms of some players that we really thought deserved or should have been there. Now, I'll choose my words carefully. By saying some players deserve to be there based on the balance of the squad, I'm not saying the players that got in or that took that person's slot does not deserve to be there. So let me walk through this. Personally, I think the goalkeeping department is is near perfect. It's exactly what we're going to have. And there were some clamors for a certain goalkeeper in Israel, but over the two technical crews, everybody has mostly stuck with consistency. Okoye, Usoho, and Akpeyi. Looking at the defenders, that is where I am. I think a name on the standby list should have one way or the other been in this team list, and that is Chidozie Awazie.
Chidi Awazie.
Yes, I mean Ekong is there, amazing. Omero, Balogun, Aino, Semer, Ajayi. Okay, so our defenders, center defenders are Ekong, Omero, Leon Balogun, and Semi Ajayi. Now, under Raw largely stuck with the Oyibo world, that's Ekong and Leon Balogun. But towards the twilight of his time in the Super Eagles, he turned it into a back three and brought in Chidozie Awazie. Now,
on the right
apart
side,
from the issues with his health, according to the technical team in Cameroon, we would have seen a lot more of Awazie because pretty much he's one of our most assured defenders, and something that I personally know. Awazie has one of our best range of passing from the back. Awazie, I mean, when Nigeria CAR versus Nigeria, Awazie repeatedly picked out Victor Osimhen on the run, and defenders of CAR could do nothing about it. On the standby list, I mean, it's bittersweet. Yes, I have a returning Leon Balogun, one of our most assured defenders. We have Semi Ajayi that was, and at the times he had to play in Cameroon, he was amazing. But if there was space, by any chance, I would have preferred Awazie to still be in this defense list before it's cut down to 24, to still be here than on the standby list. There's some communication, though it is still in the rumor mill, that a certain club is already saying one of our central defenders will not be available for the game. And let me leave it like that, since there's no official statement on it yet. But if that happens, I hope we have Awazie immediately stepping in as a person to take that place. Now, to midfield, Iwobi got a red card. Got a red card in our last game, so he's not available for the double header. And this is like our first team list without Iwobi in a very, very long time. One more thing that this does is that apart from Kelechi Iheanacho that can step into the 8 and 10 role, we have only, people call Aribo a number 10. He's amazing going forward and picking spaces and arriving in the box late for his club. But for Nigeria, he's largely a central midfielder. With the way he plays. I will never forget Nigeria versus Tunisia, the round of 16 game in Cameroon, when we were going down and we were hunting for goals a lot. At the time, the kind of swapped roles with Aribo was behind
was more defensive.
So that means apart from Kelechi Iheanacho, we have maybe a debutant in Akiwumi Amo as the only other person that can play in the hole behind the striker with as much creativity and guile as we are going to need. That's if we ignore Ahmed Musa, because he rarely ever gets to play in that position for us. Then for the striking department, let me just be sincere. If we have Osimhen back, and we have Osimhen back, and we have Odion Igalo back, it was going to be a tall order for Awoni to also be in that list.
Exactly.
He's an amazing striker. He is one of our best strikers, yes. But for the technical team, as technical crew, as presently constituted, Osimhen will start ahead of Awoni, and probably same will still apply to Igalo. Does not say that if Awoni gets to play, he will do any bad, but it's just where their head is at.
The pecking order.
You get good. So the only thing that I'll call contentious here is Sadiq Umar, though he has been in lighting form. Sadiq Umar for Paul Onuachu. Now, someone said something when Genetron was going for the 2018 World Cup, that he picked Simi Wankor because he needs a battling ram, someone that is a different thing from every other striker you have. Here, Sadiq Umar is different from Osimhen, even from Igalo, and he has the height that none of them offers, though they are all tall by their own right. So I think it would have been a straight competition between Sadiq and Paul Onuachu, but Sadiq has been in lighting form in Almeria for his club, in La Liga 2 for his club. So I understand why he made it. But overall, I wish Lookman the best, because Nigerian fans are waiting for him.
No be small. We dey wait for him here. And then Favor, Moda has broken down the squad. So I would like you to let's look into the debutants now. Akiwumi, Amo, and Ademola Lookman coming into the squad after sorting out in FIFA papers after 300 years.
Okay. All right, guys. Can you hear me?
Of course, very well.
All right. Right. For Ademola Lookman, I mean, we've been on this matter for the past few years. I mean, we've seen how he has developed, in the last few years. We've seen how he has, gone into shape. I mean, we see what he can bring into the team. He has pace, he has energy, he has this character and attitude. He also, tries to assist, and we've seen that
His teammates.
in the last few matches for the Super Eagles, we've had issues with wingers delivering balls to the attackers, and we've only had Moses Simon, who had even done that. With even though we had complaints about him. I mean, we've seen Chukwueze struggle from the flanks. We've also seen at a point Ejuke, and then he was brought to the midfield. So I didn't want to look will add more bite to the attack of the Super Eagles. He will bring his energy. We saw what he has been giving to his team in England. I think he's going to do a lot for the Super Eagles. And one good thing we've had for him is I think he has this presence. He can't be in a match and you don't notice that Demola Lookman is not in the match. So he's going to bring a lot into the team. He's going to bring energy, like I said, his character, and of course goals. Yes, he's not a regular scorer, but I think he
has it in his game. He has it in his game.
And we need to start preparing for life after Ahmed Musa. I mean, remember that Victor Moses, since he left the national team, we've not been able to successfully replace him in the national team. We struggle to have players who would give us that bite up front, and we all know that teams are studying Victor Moses Moses Simon right now. If we play against Ghana knows he's a threat. So what other options do we have? Chukwueze is not on top of his game yet, even though he has been having game time at Villarreal. So I think for him, we need the services of Ademola Lookman, and he's going to also bring a competition into the Super Eagles on that position. So players know they don't have an automatic jersey. You come into the team, you fight for your jersey, and you play. So Ademola Lookman, fantastic one for Nigeria ahead of the qualifiers. We just hope he can keep his head into the game and then give us something to cheer. Then talking about Amao, I think I followed Amao from the MPFL La Liga Promise tournament up until when he played in the World Cup, under 17 World Cup. He's a young lad. He's somebody who has got it in him. He's got, when you see a player, this player is beautiful, is meant for the future. Somebody who, if nurtured well, would grow into the shape of what we had in Mikel Obi, from the midfield. Yes, he just recently moved, to another club in January. And since then, yes, he has not, of course, we know, no thanks to the fact that the league was on winter break. But then, Amao is somebody, he might not really have game time in this 2 leg, but, being with the team, playing, having some set of training with the team, I think it will help his character, going forward. It's a player who you can gamble. But then I don't think he'll probably have a share in these 2 legs. It'll be difficult.
He will.
But he should. He should. I think that's the word. Instead of he should, because 13 goals so far this season, and about 6 assists.
But don't forget. Our midfield is when we have Wilfred Ndidi, we have Aribo. Then don't forget, whether we like it or not. Yes, Etebo has not played for a long time. Etebo will have a nod over him because of experience. Because of what he will bring into
the position you're looking for, what you want the person coming in to do. If you want someone to come in and pry defenses open with close dribbles and little intricate passes, you will put Amao over Etebo. Etebo is an amazing player, wonderful central midfielder.
So there's a free slot in front of Ndidi and Aribo Etebo. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. See. No. Modo has made mention of something, but I want to say this now, that if you look at the game we're about to play, it's not a game any coach would want to gamble players. Yes, it's good, but we've seen it over time that our Super Eagles, when it comes to Super Eagles, we want to win. We don't want to hear we want to win.
We don't want your story.
So it will be bravery on the part of Eguavon to play him. I mean, people might ask questions. Yes, he might actually turn out to be a good addition to the team, but I'm looking at the magnitude of the game. Nobody wants to risk playing someone who is not tested in a big game. When I say big game like this magnitude, the Ghanaians
huge game.
So, but trust me, in the biggest game. And trust me, I will tell you right now, yes, in as much as Modo made mention of our ZM, I was surprised it was not even in the list at first. Also, from the midfield, I mean, we need to start getting things right. I cannot have our coach go around Nigeria for weeks and not have at least one MPFL player. We have Azubike Okechukwu playing in Turkey. Azubike Okechukwu has numbers in Turkey as a midfielder. Azubike Okechukwu right now is ahead of Otebo right now. But I wonder why he didn't get a nod. I mean, he has got numbers, he has got games, he has no, I mean, the passes and everything in Turkey. This is somebody who is already match fit compared to Etebo. Yes, sometimes the players who, even when they're coming from injury, they add something to your team. But let's also ensure that we have players who are already match fit. This is a two-leg tie. This is not business. This is not something you want to do try and error. Etebo will not be on top of his game, whether we like it or not. He will not be on top form compared to what we have seen him play before now. Yeah. And then up front, Sadiq Umar. I know people are really underrating this guy. The Olympics who won bronze in Japan. Sadiq Umar and Junior Ajayi led our attack. Sadiq Umar was one of the persons who, I know he's lanky, he's
I like
slow.
him, player they there.
But trust me,
of course,
Sadiq Umar has more eyes for goal than even maybe Simi Wanko. Sadiq Umar is somebody who will give you this. You might not play him as, you might just put a striker who is a poacher around him. He knows how to do the area balls, bring the ball to the ground.
And he's very mobile. He's very mobile. You know, they just stay.
And he's got positioning. Positioning.
Can use the ball.
Yeah,
positioning too is good for him. He has good positioning.
He does not have positioning to go over the distance. But he can use the ball.
Yes,
so,
exactly.
But all the same, we just hope to see the best of Ademola Lookman and Amao. Amao is right now, people want to see Amao. I mean, we need to also plan for life after, we are still here to recover from Mikel Obi. We didn't recover from JJ Okocha. Now Mikel Obi has gone out of the team. So we need to also plan for life after these guys.
Yeah, interesting. Nice one, Favor. And then David Oko, I'll come to you with this one. We'll just talk about the players now that missed out on the AFCON that are here now. So obviously the big fish amongst them. Video credit, Modo Victor on this one.
All right, so guys, I'll just do a quick video on this. This is the Super Eagles arriving the Japoma Stadium in Cameroon for their feel of the pitch ahead of their game tomorrow against Central African Republic. This is the adopted home of Central African Republic.
All right, big Victor Osimhen back in the team. Modo Victor, top quality content again. Nice one, and doing very well. Big Victor Osimhen back in the squad. This man 9 goals in the Premier League, and then an indispensable player for Watford at the moment. Emmanuel then is back in the team after the AFCON mishap, and then they say that I will no get. Now I make them send the list late, but it's all good. NFF. Calvin Bassey, after some top performances for Rangers, both in the Europa League and of course in the Scottish League, a top talent, and then some people don't make way for his involvement. And Calvin Bassey back in the team, Victor Osimhen back in the team, and Emmanuel Dennis back in the Super Eagles team. David Oku, your thoughts on these 3 players as they make their return?
Yeah, well, it's a good one. It's a good one, though. One player had said something that, got Nigerians irate the other time. He was his name, Emmanuel Dennis. But as Pinnick went over to England, it seems the gods have forgiven him and he has started scoring again. You know how it is. Nigerians, we find it hard to forgive people. But when you are Dennis and you talk like that, it's always difficult for people to forgive you. So you should watch how you talk, when you're being faced with the media. I am happy he's a good player. He's a player that can offer something different to other forwards, He feels of, I'm still trying to think what kind of forward is he, but I love the fact that he can put the ball in the back of the net. He has this 3-3 instinct. Then Victor Osimhen coming back, I think we missed him at the AFCON, whatever every other player gives, Victor Osimhen would have given more of that. He's a battering ram. He's a line breaker. He's in and around the box. He can score tap-ins. He can score headers, all sort of goals. So I like his presence returning back. I just hope prior to the game something would not happen because he does it like in a win team. But
this
yes,
man.
now it does come there. I don't understand. You understand me? So I hope Victor is disciplined enough, because if you look at what has kept Victor out of the team, as in either COVID or one reckless, maybe one or two things. But I felt sorry for him when he had that broken nose with the injury there.
Exactly.
No player wants to be injured, but you cannot help it. Injuries are part and parcel of the game. So I hope Victor comes in and gives us the boost. Victor alone has beaten Ghana. Take it to the bank. Victor alone in that team, they go hear him. Then who again has returned? Odion Igalo. Yeah, Odion for his experience. Odion is a player where you can throw on. Maybe if you need something, I don't know how the game will go, but if you need something, he can come on and give you a very different angle with his experience, his hold-up play, barging or backing into defenders. Odion, there's no one that does that better than Odion. Then even if he doesn't get to play, his experience in that camp will help to calm the nerves of those younger players. You know, at some point, Odion was top scorer in qualifiers before we went to the Nations Cup, if I'm correct. One of the Nations Cup, if I'm correct. He was top scorer at the Nations Cup itself. So his experience, you know, will help give those other guys a calming influence that have come in. Then Sadiq, I'm happy Sadiq is in the team. You know the outcry from the Garua fans when Nigeria were outside. They were even cursing Ebuabon, say, you left Sadiq, you were there on the bench that we are going to see.
Yes, yes.
So, I'm happy. And from what Modo said, Sadiq is a tremendous player. I'm thinking if we have tired legs in the defense, then Sadiq comes on, take these guys to the cleaners, just run at them. That's what Sadiq is good at. He's going to run the bejesus out of the Ghanaian defense. I'm happy for.
And then Calvin Bassey.
Calvin Bassey, I don't know too much about the player. I have to be honest, but I'm looking forward to seeing how he carries himself in camp after coming in. I don't know too much. I'm going to go check on him. I've heard the name, I've seen, but I didn't bother. He's a beast. Okay.
He's a beast.
Where does he play? Where does he play for?
Left
currently
back.
Currently a threat now in his club, Leon Balogun. Right now.
Okay, so Favor or Modo, which of one I would like to Calvin Bassey?
Calvin. Okay, so first of all, for any left back to be able to put Jamilu Collins on standby, then
say something did there.
The technical team must have seen something in you. Don't Jamilu Collins still having running battle with his club because of not wanting to renew contracts and all of that stuff and 6-month free agent stuff. But Calvin Bassey, and we, apart from watching the Scottish League, we're able to watch him up close in the recently concluded Europa League. By God, he scored a couple of assists too. He was in the mood in those games, and we can only just ask. And we also know that he's very, very fast too. Like he's very, very fast. So almost maybe as fast as they do, maybe more. So that gives us 2 speedsters on the left, and then he has a bigger build than both our left backs. He's basically almost built like a central defender. He plays central defense at times for his club. He's built like a central and defender. And
can we play him in central defense? Can we play him in central defense?
No duo.
The picture you wrote now on the camera, the frame of that guy, I'm thinking how he's going to be moving on either 2 or 3. Is he a left back?
He's fast. He just like Adama Traore. I don't know what you they give our players. We all of them. What do they do?
Nigeria,
even are the same thing.
Truth is, we can actually deploy a 3-5-2 formation or a 3-4-3. We can have a wing back in person of Calvin Bassey and Ola. You know, we can just have a wing back kind of defense, like 3-man defense. Kenneth Omero, Chidozie Awaziem, and Trustekong.
Awaziem be on standby. We never know how the finalists go be.
Truth is out. Roy Hodgson said today that Truth is out in the pre-match conference ahead of What Sports game at the weekend. He said, unfortunately, William Trustekong is out and will be out up to the end of the month. I think he didn't give a time frame, but he's out of the Nigeria game.
That's so let's keep talking about. I just want to be the one to say his name.
Yeah. So if the coach says so, maybe Chidozie Awaziem straight into the squad now.
For me, I'll go with Balogun because he's a natural centre back.
No, Balogun is there already.
Balogun is there
he's
already.
there.
So in terms of, let me just read out because it's not there in the graphics. So I'll take the players that are on standby. So the players on standby: Jamilu Collins, Chidera Ejuke, Taiwo Awoniyi, Paul Onachu, Ogenyi Onazi, Peter Olainka.
Ogenyi Onazi.
Ogenyi Onazi is on standby.
That's a
So that's
surprise.
where we'll end the show right now.
Yeah,
That's where we
that's
end the show. Mm-hmm.
recently.
Yeah, what do we think about the involvement of Onazi in this team? Favor, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I got the
Favor
call.
is taking a sip of water.
Okay. So, Favor, what do you think? Onazizi back in the team. If
When you say,
probably, but he's on standby. Onazi
see,
on
truth
standby.
is, I thought we ended everything under Raw or before Raw, but it's obvious that the Super Eagles right now are trying to compensate some players or revive their careers. With due respect to Ogenyi Onazi, he's a fantastic player, but truth is he has lost touch. He's no longer at the point whereby we can say, okay, we can rely on him. Remember the last time they gave him an opportunity to play at the best level against South Africa and Uyo, and when the big boys were missing, he was the one that led the team as a captain. And we saw what happened. It was a shambolic display against South Africa. We lost in Uyo. Now, after that, what happened to his career? Injuries. He went to one club, he went to this club, and I think he has not been on top of his game. The best Onazi we saw was at the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. That was the best Onazi we saw. After then, it's not been the same. Yes, you can say we have. Yes, you can say we have Ahmed Musa, we have Ojo Igalo, but these guys have been consistent in their club sides. They've been playing on top of their games, and we could see that the clubs that they play in are clubs. I mean, second division in Saudi Arabia. That means you should come back to the NPFL and pick players if you want to do like that. So
even Onazi,
Favor being very blunt.
Even Onazi is surprised he's being called up.
Okay. Can I take an excuse, please?
Yeah. Favor,
Okay.
nice one. Thanks for coming on the show. I know you're in the meeting right now. Thanks for coming on the show, bro. All right, so we'll just take some comments and then we'll wrap up the show on that note. All right. So a comment here from Gamano Valentin. Victor Osimhen is not 100% reliable. Today, leg injury. Tomorrow, face injury. Next tomorrow, handbrake or COVID. No need to depend on that guy. Coach should have a plan B ahead of. We get plan B, C, D, E, F, G, H. The way that our attack day, we get plan B scatter. And then coming from Eagle Striker, he's supposed to be on the show, but one or two issues. He says Awazem is the only CB on standby, which is true. And then he says, thank you. We need to stop using the national team to do players favors. Yes, Onazi has been a great servant, but his name should not be anywhere near this list, even on standby. Wahala. And J3 says, Onazi, you might as well bring back Joel Ubi and Obafemi Martins while they are at it. Try God. Now, wow. Okay, Kaka says Onazi should not be in that team, rather. Interesting. All right, we'll just take a couple of comments and then that's all. A very long comments here from Facebook. Ben Peter Oga Sadiq Umar is not a player that plays physical football. I don't know why you guys are seeing him as a different player. This guy cannot ginger defenders and tackle football without falling down. I hope you're only trying hard to be professional. We need hungry players because the Ghanaian team does not take it easy with Super Eagles. Don't think Sadiq is the kind of player we want now, except we took 3-0 lead. Yes, go ahead, Modo.
Bro, okay, so Sadiq Umar's first involvement and second involvement was not want to be covered in glory for the Super Eagles, but even in it, you saw flashes. Then the game against Tunisia was probably his best game. That probably showed a little of what he does for his club. In close spaces, Sadiq can dribble out of close spaces. Now, personally, I was probably the worst hit by the two chances he lost against Tunisia. The one that pained me the most and was the one that the goalkeeper rushed out. He played it and it just flashed wide of goal.
He didn't even hit the target.
My brother, like that should have been a goal, yes. But Sadiq is a different kind of player to Osimhen and to Osimhen and to Igalo. No matter how I look at it, and then the extra bit of height also helped. The main difference now is that Sadiq can also use his feet very, very well for a tall player. He can use his feet very, very well for a tall player. So we just pray that he finds his scoring boots and in time. But I mean, I'm not a Guabon, but I expect that Osimhen or Igalo will be starting in the number 9 position. Maybe even an Emmanuel Dennis. And so the real competition for me in this particular selection ahead of the first leg maybe will be who starts out wide, mostly number 7 row. Now listen,
because number 11, Moses Simon has it on lock.
no, and that's the thing. Even for number 11, it's now a straight competition between Lookman and Simon. Personally, I say give Simon the nod, but there's a whole 3 to 4 days of training for the coaches to see who they want to play. But in the right side, it is basically Chukwueze's position. He's anointed position, but Emmanuel Dennis can also play there and has also been in lightning form for Watford, and then he adds goals to his game. So for the first time in a long time, with a fully fit Chukwueze, you cannot say who starts in the right wing.
Exactly.
I think Chukwueze should start. I think Chukwueze will start. He should start, and he will start.
I think he was also getting too comfortable in that wing because everybody knows Chukwu wing, but it's also good.
Sometimes you need
These
that
many options would actually help him, be more serious and want to express himself more. The old Chukwueze we used to know. He did. I'm not sure he shot up to 4 times in the whole AFCON tournament. I'm not sure he had up to 4 shots.
He was restricted somewhat.
He was very restricted, very reserved.
That man, he got a goal, but that man was a marked man across every game. In short, Nigeria versus Tunisia, I remember shouting several times at the touchline with other photographers that, coach, Simon is marked. Once he's with the ball, there are 2 men on him. Chukwueze is marked, 2 men on him. You go. How about you just give them a different headache? Invest these players. Send Simon back to the other wing. Let the defenders have to deal with something
different to think about.
You understand? Or even push Chukwueze a little bit off the wing, closer into the middle, because he can dribble close quarters. It is very, very hard to get the ball off him. But God day, we are out.
Anybody can lose.
I just want to add to our forward position. I know some enterprising players have been called up, like Dennis and Co, to come in, but I would like us to maintain a balance up front. Let it be Osimhen and Kelechi Iheanacho behind him. We watch Iheanacho, when he's going on an attack, the ball is so precise for the striker. And if Awoni had made opened up for him, maybe he would have left Cameroon with something better than he did. I still expect to see Kelechi in that hole, not like Kelechi is going to be playing the number 10. No. But that hole where he pairs with the main forward is what I want to see. It's what I want to see happen.
Beg him to stay in the middle.
Beg him to stay there. Exactly. Meanwhile, welcome.
Let's not have number 7s like we had against Tunisia. And in the long run, the coach now had to bring on Iwobi to try to make us play centrally before Iwobi's red card. We were not playing centrally against Tunisia at all because Kelechi kept drifting. His preferred starting position was close to number 7. So we had a hole behind the striker. We had a big hole there.
Yeah, interesting. All right, let's welcome IoT in the house. Tracker.
I'm sorry for coming late, work and meetings and all that stuff, but I try to find at least come for a few balance.
Yeah. All right, nice one. Welcome, bro. All right, so we've basically touched on everything. We're taking comments. So before we share the grace, just give us your thoughts on the squad and any missing links and any other thing you may want to add.
Anything
just the cherry on top of the cake.
I will just do summary of my thoughts. First thing first, good list. I'll be honest. Good list. There's always going to be complaints. People will always prefer one player, not like one other player. But overall, a good list. Goalkeepers. People are saying that why are we not trying a new goalkeeper? But we don't have the time to try a new goalkeeper, unfortunately. It's the World Cup Qualifiers. Is against Ghana. It's not against Djibouti or one of the smaller African countries. No disrespect.
With all due respect.
we need the players that have been there, have done it. Whether we think they are good enough or not, that's another debate. But we need players that have been there before, not somebody that's just coming for the first time now. He will get on the field now and his leg will start shaking. No, we don't want
to. They shake like Okazi soup.
So moving on to the defenders, the other guy I mentioned earlier, Ekong has been ruled out today. Ours here seems to be natural replacement. Is the only CB on standby. But just to mention, I would have liked to see Kevin Akpoguma I'm not sure exactly why he's not necessarily being considered, but maybe now that Awaziem is going from standby to main list, let Akpoguma come and take that standby spot.
On
But
standby, right?
he's a very good defender, so I don't know why he's not really a part of our setup. Another thing I'll just quickly say, Abdullah Shehu, I don't think deserves to be there. I know I mentioned that we want players that have been there, done that, but I think we have enough players in defense that have been there, done that, that we don't need to take somebody that is, there are at least 6 defenders that are better than Shehu that are not in the squad. And I think that that's a little bit unfair to drop too far down the pecking order to pick somebody. Midfield, same complaints that a lot of people always have. They always say we don't have enough midfielders. You know, we hear this every single time we drop a Super Eagles list. My only issues, if I can call them issues, Etebo has not played football in a very long time. You know, I know that. Yeah, I know that he's normally when Etebo is fit, of course he's in the Super Eagles squad. Of course, no debate. But he hasn't played in, somebody just said, 7 months. To me, that's a bit of a long time. Will he be ready for Ghana? You know, World Cup qualifying playoffs? I don't know. Amo, on Instagram Live, I've had this debate with a lot of people. I personally don't think Amo deserves to be in the squad right now. That's an opinion, but then what I will say is that, which is a fact, is that he's not a midfielder. He's not. After seeing the squad list today, even though I already knew that he wasn't a midfielder, I went to go and do some additional research and additional analysis. This season, Amo has played 2 matches in midfield. In the whole of last season, he played 4 matches in midfield. 6 games in midfield out of 2 seasons does not now turn you into a midfielder. The boy is a forward.
You mean he played or his starting position?
He's okay. Well, his starting position.
His starting
yeah,
position.
So
okay,
I mean,
because if
yeah.
you follow his clips during the game, you get he favors receiving the ball right of midfield, but once he moves, he goes like this.
He's more central. I agree with you, Modo. I agree with you. But I just think putting him as a midfielder is kind of it's kind of creating a cloud. It's the same way Ejuke got listed as a midfielder for the AFCON, and it creates this uncertainty. Again, this is why I always say, like, I wish the NFF, I wish they do press conference whenever they drop lists, so that people can ask questions and understand. Because as you explained it, if Egwamo come and explain it like that, it makes sense. You know, I won't complain.
It makes more sense, and then we'll understand why.
Or at least tell us something we understand. But yeah, moving on to the forwards, Ahmed Musa, as much as he's not playing or he's not on fire, he's not playing well, he's asking, I understand. I understand.
He's on fire for his club, man.
Well, in the last
he even scored their last winning goal. He's on fire for his club.
Last 2 weeks, he's been doing well. Yeah, I would say that. You know, but he's asking, so I completely understand. Igalo, I've said this before, Igalo will score goals until the day that he dies.
I swear.
With that being said, I still don't want him in the squad. With that being said, I still don't want him in the squad. I'm of the opinion that when somebody retires, leave the person retired, unless the situation is that desperate.
But it's that desperate.
But it's not at the moment, though.
It's
not at the moment. Yeah.
No.
I don't think it's that desperate.
Okay. Do you know why I think it's that desperate? Huh?
Yeah,
Why?
Take out Osimhen. Take one step back. Take out Osimhen from that team. Now, right? Every other person listed in the number 9 position. You get. So we have and we have only one number 9 there. Apart from, but okay, Adiman or Dennis. Where would the goals come from? Can you hit your chest and say every other person has enough Super Eagles experience? Remember, Super Eagles can swallow you up. Has enough Super Eagles experience to play. I have watched Taiwo for his club. Taiwo is an amazing player. We've seen the goal Sadiq Umar was not fortunate, and let me not say missed, was not fortunate to score in Cameroon. And goals he eats for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for his club. Even way tougher goals. You get. So if we have a double header, winner takes all, apart from the World Cup slot on the line, you still have an odd issue of $10 million prize money for being at the group stages.
Thanks for coming.
No other player in attack presently has been there and done that for you to go to sleep with your full chest that the goals will come and the Super Eagles will not swallow you up.
So Victor, let's not debate it too much. What I will say is that I agree with you on the points that you just made. I agree with you on the points that you just made. But at the same time, I think the issue is more in our midfield and in our attack. In the sense that for Igalo to score those goals that we know that he can score, like I said, it will score until he dies. He needs people that are going to supply him those goals. I have seen every goal that Igalo has scored this season. I have watched. I don't watch his games, or I won't lie to you that I watch RBB.
He posts the goal.
He posts it,
But no, other than that, this is how I follow Nigerian players. I've subscribed for Stats, Y Scouts, all the different scouting platforms. I watch literally every match action. I watch everything that they do when I'm interested. I've seen every goal that Igalo has scored this season. 90% of his goals that he has scored this season are 1 or 2 touch goals.
Yes, inside the box.
He gets the ball in the box.
Into space.
He takes 1 touch, he finishes. He's a fantastic finisher. So if he gets the supply playing for Nigeria, Igalo will score goals, no doubt. The question is, will he get that supply? Because if he's not getting that supply, then to me, I'd rather take Awoni. I'd rather take Onuachu because they offer me something different. Onuachu offers last minutes or late in the game, cross and inshallah type of.
We know they cross ball. They cross ball.
Just in case.
Okay, we've not talked about. Okay, we've not talked about the midfield. Am I the only one who feels we are light there? Even what we took to the AFCON was light.
You're not alone.
Yeah, the midfield is light. If you take Ndidi away from there, I'm seeing us struggling in the middle of the pack.
But okay, talk about the midfield. If you say we are light in defensive midfield, we are not light. You have
exactly.
You have the Brentford guy Onyeka. Any of them can hold number 4 alone with little support from
the Brentford guy hardly has minutes in the Nations Cup. I think I was complaining that this Frank, I see him play for Brentford, and since he came, he hardly had time. I think in the final game against Bissau, maybe he had a run out. Was he? Well, he hardly has minutes. I don't think the coaches have got faith in him. And again, maybe that position, the midfield, is where they would have looked at the NPFL. Yes, I'm one of those who feel maybe 1 or 2 NPFL players who are at the top of their game should always get a look into. Not every time when you want to invite, you invite John Noble. We know it's a goalkeeper and he will not keep his just there. What are you doing?
John Noble go snap picture for and throw us back.
Let's get in a good midfielder.
David.
Yeah.
When I'm done saying this, I may go outside and I'll collect a plastic bottle to the head from someone that supports the MPFL. But see my one question. The best players of Nigerian descent that play for Nigeria, do they play at home or abroad?
They play abroad.
The best players play abroad.
Good. Now, next thing. If you were to take a midfielder and drop one of the midfielders presently in the team as constituted, who will you drop for any of, aside Etebo that was just coming back from a long-term injury, who will you drop for any other person listed in midfield presently from the MPFL?
Okay, now I'll tell you this. When I mean the midfield is light, I'm not saying those who have been invited should be dropped.
Okay,
we are overpacked in the forward areas.
You want to drop a
we are
striker?
overpacked in the forward areas. And we know a host of the forwards will not get even 1 minute after 2 legs. So why not bring in some midfielders? What if, let me put it to you guys now. Even Didi has Tiam, who plays for us there?
Onyeka, Frank. Just a quick wrap up on this one, and then let's call it a wrap.
I hear you, David, there, and I hear you, Victor. And David, where you're coming from, a lot of Nigerian fans have the same opinion. But here's what I feel: we just do not have midfielders. We have a lot of defensive midfielders, but we don't have attacking or let me even call them attacking. We don't have the ones that their job is not just to tackle. Let's put it that way. Like most of the midfielders that we have right now, their job is to tackle. Because I can look at this list, I can say someone like Bonke should be called up. But Egwafon will tell me that what's the difference between what Bonke is going to do and what Ndidi and Onyeka already are going to do.
Onyeka will do.
Somebody can say Alassane Yusuf. Same question. What's the difference between what Alassane Yusuf is coming to do versus the other people? Some people will say Onyedika. What's the difference between what Onyedika is coming to do versus what the other people are doing? So where we really need help is midfielders that can play the ball forward. That's why
midfielders.
Yeah, that's why they called somebody like Nwakali for the AFCON.
Nwakali,
after AFCON now, Nwakali never see ball play again.
Now you see Nwakali is not there anymore. So that's my issue.
They cannot largely due to off-field activity between him and his club. Yeah, that one is. I mean, he has issues with his club. Yeah, but they cannot call somebody that has not been playing. True. You know, so I think we just don't have.
That's Ayo. Yeah. I need to send you a name of a midfielder from Remo Stars. Very diminutive guy. He plays box to box for them and can actually carry the ball and run at pace. I don't know why his name is skipping me right now. He'll carry the ball and run at pace with the ball, either on the left, in the right, or in midfield, and he is very slippery. I need to dig him up and send his name to you.
Please do. And if you have any clips, let's share the clips, because this is something. Yeah, we've started getting.
It's a cause for concern.
Is Alex Iwobi in the team? Is he in the squad?
Red card suspension.
Okay.
All right. Okay. On that note, let's just take some comments, and I think we are done here. We'll just take the comment section. Don't blow up. Okay. Let's just go. Let's go. Okay. Chukwueze still remain our best winger. No one can bench him. Simon, I think he's talking about Moses Simon and number because of that poor crossing. Onazi should resign. Shehu is there to motivate Musa.
Hey, who be this guy?
MPFL, no, never. Stu MC, Onyeka Ndidi, Aribo, Chukwueze, Osimhen, Iheanacho, Narrow 433. Who done the suggest formation already? Yes, so on our way done. Okay, coming from Michelle Steele, Ndidi. Why don't they call them like these people? Ndidi and Iheanacho running the midfield. Nice comment. Okay, let's take quick one from Ota's Destiny. We need a midfielder who can be creative and can run with the ball. Kelechi Wankali. You're shouting Wankali's name without shouting Wankali's name.
No. But Wankali cannot run with the ball now.
Yeah, but he can pick a pass.
They can do that, but I'm not sure he has sweet
Wankali is an attacking midfielder. But in reality, Wankali will pick your fine passes here. But if you leave him on the pitch, he's more a central midfielder than your attacking midfielder behind his striker.
Yeah, so right. Nwakali is a deep lying playmaker.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a deep lying creative midfielder. He's not at the edge of the box, except and the play carries him there. People make that mistake. Somebody said something on this same chat now, talking about Amo and saying that he might replace Mikel Obi. Amo and Mikel are 100% different players. They are never going to play the exact same thing ever. Amo is more. In short, he's way closer to Okocha and Rabi Ibrahim than Mikel Obi.
Than Mikel.
Yes.
All right. I think I saw two questions. I can't find. Okay.
Okay. You know, Nigerian football, it's so hard to put time limit on Nigerian football conversation. But what I will my final thoughts, Amo, if Amo turns out good for Nigeria, he will turn out excellent. If he turns out bad for Nigeria, it will be a big mistake that they made calling in this early. As a final thought.
Interesting.
Okay.
All right.
Just
David,
to share
final thought.
Yeah, I think we have great players.
No break bottle here. You know, say you know they had
quality players. No, my hand is empty. We have quality players here. We have good players with their respective club sides. The players are in form, so this should sweeten Nigeria. But I hope that the coaching crew get their selections right over the two legs. I hope that they get it right to balance the team.
Yeah.
All right. Modo, final thoughts.
Yeah. Nigeria, Tunisia. I asked Igwabon a question that were we so easy to read and we're lacking a plan B against Tunisia? The assistant coach also said the exact same thing. Now, we know Igwabon, his style of play is expansive, is entertaining to an extent. You get, just like what David said, if the technical team gets it right and knows the time to change the formation again to ensure we stay relevant in the game. We are going to win both legs of this tie. But if we start one way and stay that way till the end, I mean, okay, Iwobi's red card did not make it easy for us to really change. But we played Tunisia one way. All of first half, it was Chukwueze receiving the ball close to the touchline on the right. Same with Simon. None of them received the ball closer to the box. So by the time they do their drive and their run, 2 players are on them already. We didn't change that throughout the game. Start to finish, it did not change. So if our coaching team gets it right from the start and then knows when to change, knows when to switch it up to ensure we stay relevant, forget it. We are going to win this.
Interesting. All right. Interesting comment from everybody. All right, guys. So on this note, we'll wrap up. You can follow Modo Victor's YouTube channel. I'll have it linked in the description. Just subscribe to his channel. He has exclusive, top quality Super Eagles content and of course photography content for you on his channel, and of course follow his social media handles. Just search that name, Modo Victor. You see him everywhere. And of course David Oku is on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. He's a sports presenter, OAP, and journalist from Flow FM, Umuahia. So you can follow him on his Instagram handle at David Talks 772. And then I need not say anything about IoT of Eagles Tracker NG. Everything is there for you. The tracker. So he has a GPS tracker on all the Nigerian players across the world. So you can just follow Eagles Tracker. They also have a YouTube channel, all pure Niger football content from everybody. Thanks guys for coming, and we'll do this again very, very soon. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for everybody that watching. Thank you for all the comments, and on that note, bye-bye.
I got me focus, so make your cap no loss.